Hello everyone and welcome back to Danganronpa 2, Goodbye Despair, Blind. In the last one, we went to go and talk with Hiyoko, Ibuki and Mikan, but we didn't really find anything out, to be honest. And then we came to Mihiru's cottage, where we did get something good. A couple of things that were good. It was, what, 4 photos, I think? Yeah, 4 photos. It was the one with Ibuki, Hiyoko, Mikan, Shattered Vase, V3 protagonist, and Girly. And now we are just gonna go back to the crime scene, I guess. Leave here? Yeah. Let's go. I'm gonna finish up the investigate. Oh. Hello, you. We're gonna finish up the investigation today. I don't think there's gonna be much more, at least. I mean, if we go for too long, then I'll cut it. But, you know. You know. Sorry. Oh, sorry again. Gonna cough. Wow. Just the prospect of doing Nagito's voice again, just... My throat's telling me no, but... Oh.
Hajime and Chiaki, what a coincidence. If something happens twice, third time's the charm, so they say.
What coincidence? You a stalker or something? Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me.
Don't say that. I was just thinking about filling you in on the results of my investigation.
Results? Did you find something?
I'll let you know if you drop to your knees and lick my shoes.
Huh?
Just kidding. I was joking.
Considering you had a voice line for that, I'm not entirely certain you were. It didn't sound like a joke to me.
Well, it's about the footprints.
Not about him.
The killer left their footprints in front of the beach house, right?
Did you find out whose footprints those are?
If you want to know, I highly recommend you come to the beach house with me.
Yeah, okay, we're going back to the crime scene. With you?
Of course. You'll come with me, right?
I don't trust him as far as I can throw him, but if I can get a clue...
Oh, I gotta get those clues.
What are you going to do, Chiaki?
I'm going to try to talk to Fuyuhiko and see if he can tell me anything. So I'll leave this to you.
Yeah, that's definitely a good idea. Can't have you owing too much time with him, Hajime. Wait. Damn it, I flubbed the line.
I meant Chiaki, not Hajime. Ah!
If someone like me tried to talk to him, it'd be impossible. But it might be different with a girl.
I mean, maybe. I don't really know if Fuyuhiko's that sort of guy, but maybe he is. I don't know. Or you could get Peko to do it. She's not doing much, and she's usually been the go-between for him and, well, kinda him and everyone else. It's not like he ever has a message for us. She's just usually the one who's like, hey, you know, we're doing a thing. You want to not be a dick? He's like, no. Every single time.
Just be careful that he doesn't get rough with you.
I guess this is where we part. I'll see you later, Hajime. Fuck you, Nagito.
Huh? Did you actually want her to stay?
Actually? What do you mean?
You know, let's...
Wow, really? Jesus. Alright, Nagito.
Let's go. We'll go and head to the beach house and wait there.
What a prick. What the fuck? Like, I know I'm not the biggest Chiaki fan in the world, as of right now anyway. But like, Jesus.
Did you actually want a loser like that to stay?
Jesus Christ. That's not what I meant to press. Anyone been moving around? Well, I mean, Fuyuhiko's still hanging out there. But Chiaki has disappeared off the face of the earth. Ibuki is still at the airport. Nekomaru is at the library. Nagito is on the beach. And Gundam is in the diner parking lot. I also realised I didn't check the, Okay, no one's over here. I imagine Ibuki won't have extra dialogue, but I'll go check just in case. I mean, Mikan's moved, presumably back to the beach house. I mean, if anything, she'll probably just tell me that Mikan has done that. Again, I assume, because she was going to check out the body once she came back. Checking out the body of my girl, my favourite. Yeah, not looking forward to getting a gruesomely detailed report on that one. But it should be helpful. Mikan was very helpful with her autopsy last time. Oh no, I guess something...
After thinking about it carefully one more time, I definitely can't remember any lovey-dovey encounters between Ibuki and Mihiru.
I didn't ask if it was lovey-dovey.
Apparently Mikan was invited too, but Ibuki has no ideas about that either. Like, if it was gonna be a sticky, gooey encounter between Ibuki, Mikan, and Mihiru.
Jesus, was I right? Is she really the Teru replacement? Because Jesus.
I just have no idea.
Gooey? Anyway, it just means she doesn't know the reason why Mihiru invited both her and Mikan. Well, I guess that was worth it? Question mark? Jesus. Good God, Ibuki. Put your horny away, please. I can only handle so much. I mean, yeah, I guess Teru's gone, so someone's got to replace him. Horny, horny, horny. Man's nut, man's nut, man's nut. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just gonna start. For starters, that wasn't funny at all. Second of all, I'm just gonna stop because I'm gonna make everyone uncomfortable, myself included. Well, okay, well, maybe not make myself uncomfortable. I think Ultra Despair Girls has permanently ruined my ability to be uncomfortable. Alright, go on, Nekomaru. I don't know what you're doing at the library. Is there something at the library? Then again, actually, in the last case, we had Hiyoko standing somewhere useless too.
Oh, it's you, Hajime! How's your investigation going?
Well, so-so. Not that it matters, but Nekomaru and libraries don't really mix.
Another killing. What did Mihiru do to deserve this? All I can do for Mihiru is find out who the killer is and teach them a lesson. And that reminds me, Sonia was here just a while ago. She seemed excited about finding some new information and headed toward the beach house.
She did? I remember. She said she had an idea about the mask we found near Mihiru's body. It might be better if I confirm that with Sonia one more time. I mean, I guess it's a nice little bit of direction, but, I mean, I was going back to the beach house anyway. I guess thanks, game. I guess. Run, 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 back to the diner. Then we can talk to Gundam, and then I'll look at my pet, and then we'll go into the beach house area. Chat with the girls a bit, and I guess Nagito too. Hey Gundam, how you doing? That's not... Oops. Sorry, Gundam. Gundam! I was right. Huh?
What happened, sinner?
Oh, God.
I already assumed you would come here. There is nothing you can hide from me, the supreme overlord who wields the four dark devas of destruction. Thus, I know everything. For instance, I happen to know you fiends were preoccupied with your infantile beach play. It matters not. For what I love is silence and solitude. That's right. That's it. That's precisely it.
Let's see. So he wanted to be invited to... Oh, Gundam! Oh, he's so sweet. I mean, I suppose it's a trapping of a Chumbio character. They can't just, actually say how they feel. Because they got to use the flowery language. And that just doesn't mesh. Oh god, that's a lot of poo-poo. Did I actually just fucking say that? Yep, I just actually said that in real words with my actual mouth. In my Danganronpa game?
Let's try going inside.
Oh, well, thanks, Nagito. Thanks for pushing me in. Nagito? Whoa! Why the hell are you here?
Why, hello there, Kazuichi. And not you, Sonia. Thanks for going easy on me earlier. Thanks to you, I was able to walk away with just mild bruising. You clearly think like an ultimate.
This bastard. You two have arrived at a good time. Big news! I have discovered something very terrible. Wow, you say that with a strong smile on your face. A terrible discovery.
Not only that, I believe it's nothing like Sonia's, but there's something I noticed too.
You too, Mikan?
Yeah, this is great. Looks like the investigation is reaching its boiling point.
Well, we'll talk to our extras for a bit first, and then we'll do Sonia, and then we'll end with Mikan. I assume that'll be the last thing. Oh, right, yeah, actually, we do need to get the thing about the footprints from him. Hey, tell me what you know already. Didn't you find out whose footprints those were? Actually, how were you able to find that out?
After listening to everyone's story at the airport, I went to a certain place. Well, it's probably better to say I snuck in. To everyone's cottages.
Nice. I just did a visual gag, well, gag, quote-unquote, and I seem to constantly forget that you can't see those. Everyone's cottages?
I told Monokuma I needed access for the investigation, so he simply let me in.
That bastard. He did something shady again.
But why did I do something like that? Well, I'll explain my reasoning to you.
Nagito squatted down near the entrance to the beach house and began to spread some papers he was holding.
Come on, Hajime, take a look.
I mean, considering what he just said and that it was about the footprints, I'm guessing he went to collect everyone's, shoe print, right? Which is a good idea. It's a really good idea.
Yep. After all, they went to the trouble of gathering all this.
Man, Pego's feet do not look that much bigger than Hyoko's, considering the height difference. Those footprints. And then Hajime's are just fucking enormous. I see, so the reason you snuck inside everyone's cottages was...
That's right. I wanted to get a sample of everybody's footprints. But unfortunately, Fuyuhiko wouldn't leave his cottage, so I couldn't complete it. Well, I guess it's no big deal. It seems obvious that the footprints belong to this person.
And who is it that we can immediately rub off of the suspects list? Whose footprints are they?
Hyoko Sayonji.
Okay, well, we already knew she was here, so that actually doesn't really accomplish anything. Oops. Okay, that does not actually change an awful lot, eh? Because I suppose according to one of my I don't know, crackpot theories, I guess. According to, I suppose my most recent, is it my most recent one? But, the one with this sort of being an orchestrated thing between Mihiru, Fuyuhiko, Hyoko, maybe someone else, or maybe it's just them. It just doesn't really make any sense, because, I was going to be, the seemingly obvious thing to go with is like, oh, Mihiru killed herself, then Hiyoko flipped Fuyuhiko out through the window, and then she just runs out. But that makes absolutely no sense, because if it was all orchestrated, like, Mihiru would kill herself after they'd already left. I mean, again, like, for the sake of, well, no, I guess it could work in, like, the scenario where it's just, like, Mihiru and Fuyuhiko here. Hiyoko's in the, closet. Then, like, Fuyuhiko leaves, Mihiru kills herself, and then Hiyoko has to run out because she has no other way out. Like, that's viable, but, like, no. I mean, because the thing is, this ultimately doesn't matter, because Hiyoko, I mean, she technically could have killed Mihiru, right? The only one we know for certain who didn't kill Mihiru is Kazuichi, because he's the last one who dinged the announcement. But it is so incredibly unlikely that Hiyoko is the killer because of the whole, like, announcement thing, right? Logic dictates that she would be the last person to have seen the body before Kazuichi. Of course, there is also the whole other thing that I'm pretty sure there has to be two other people, one of which being Fuyuhiko involved, or at least present, maybe not involved, but... So, like, I have pretty much boiled it down to this, right? And I've sort of gone around in circles on this. That Fuyuhiko, Hiyoko, Kazuichi, that was the order of the body discovery. Because Hiyoko had to leave through the front, that means she was the last person to leave. Which, to me, would indicate that she was here watching the murder, basically. You know, and I was like, oh, that's why I got the mask. So the case just isn't that easy. But no, the case would still be that easy because literally everyone has very identifiable clothing, figures, hair types, and colours. So that it solves nothing. But Fuyuhiko pretty much also has to be here. But then again, got to flip-flop back and forth on, is Fuyuhiko actually the killer? I kind of doubt it. It seems too obvious. Or is Fuyuhiko the other the first person to see the body? Now, there's obviously no trace of Fuyuhiko. So either, I don't think I've vocalized this one yet, so either Fuyuhiko left before the murder even happened, which is possible. It would seem unlikely. I think in that case, then, Hiyoko would have had to help the killer out of the window. Which just... Someone using Hiyoko as a stepladder seems like a really stupid idea, because she's absolutely tiny. And would also probably crumble under literally anyone's weight. So, like, that just doesn't seem to fit, right? But there's also this problem of how the killer gets out of here. Like, in that respect, this is kind of like a locked room mystery, because I genuinely don't know how the killer ends up leaving. Right? I mean, I suppose if Akane was the killer, it'd be quite easy. I know she used Hajime as, like, the boost. But I feel like Ultimate Gymnast could viably, like, jump off of something, right? Like, it would probably... that something would have to be, like, the toilet, considering that otherwise it would be left behind. But, yeah. alright, because, like, if the investigation is coming to a close, I've really made no progress since the beginning, right? It's why I'm going over this again. So, like... I guess it's... I want that ego boost of being like, ah, ha, ha, yeah, I figured this out. But I think this is probably the case I've been most clueless about. Because I feel like the only possible suspects, right, are Chiaki, Sonia, Akane, and Peko. Obviously, it's not Chiaki, though, because... main character. You just have that immunity. I know I say that all the time, but it bears repeating. And I don't reckon it's Akane, purely because it's very provable, right? That she met with Nekomaru. And I can't believe this just hit me. If she was covered in, like, Mihiru's blood... Which, to be fair, I've never really suggested. But if she was covered in Mihiru's blood... We're right by the ocean. Just... dunk head in. Wash, wash, wash. You know? I mean, unless... Does that count as littering? I feel like no, right? But... Wah.
Anyway, I forget if I actually said this line, but I'm gonna assume I did.
Hyoko's.
To be honest, the reason I summoned her to the airport was so I could lure her out of her cottage.
Ah, you knew you wouldn't get anything out of her?
She shut herself inside a cottage, remember? She stayed in there, and I couldn't sneak in. So I figured if I lured her out, she wouldn't be in a hurry to get back to her cottage.
You're treating her like a small animal.
But it was totally worth it. The footprint I collected there was smaller than anyone else's and matched the footprints at the beach house. Yep, there's no mistake. These are Hyoko's footprints.
Footprints on the beach. Updated.
Also, it's not like I was snooping around or anything, but I found something really interesting at her cottage.
Something interesting?
Found a lot of these candies inside her room. They're gummy candies that come in 4 different flavors. Strawberry, melon, grape, and orange.
That's kind of a weird selection, isn't it? Well, I mean, no, not really. I think melon's the only one that's like, huh, that's a bit of an odd one. I'm surprised they don't have a more conventional flavour in there.
Looks like she got it from the supermarket. Apparently she really likes this brand of gummies.
I'm kind of aware, yeah.
There should have been other gummy brands, but she only brought home a bunch of these.
No, I guess these are the only Japanese ones.
People are like that sometimes. There are people who only eat the same brand, even if it's just potato chips.
I think you mean crisps, Nagito. What's wrong with that?
Well, it's not clear if this relates to the incident, but I thought I should tell you just in case.
Just in case. Coming from this guy, that means... probably greatly relates to the incident. I mean, that seems to just prove that... Oh! Gummy bears. In the closet. It proves Hyoko was here, I guess. I mean, if the footprints weren't enough. Miss Sonia. She looks strangely excited. Awesome! That's like a powerful gap moe! Man, I don't really get it, but... Nice one, princess! That Miss Sonia is something else. This guy's just so laid back. I should leave him alone. For now, yes. Peko, what do you got?
We're nearly out of investigation time. You can't just finish performing the autopsy. She might have found an important clue, don't you think? Also, it seems Sonia has some information too. I apologize, I'm not being that helpful.
I guess you and Kazuichi ended up being our guards this time, eh? And hey, that's it's an important job. Even if you are one of the potential suspects.
Listen, I have big news. huge, huge news.
What's the big news?
Remember the Sun Witch Esper Ito mask that was next to Mahiru's body?
Yeah, I can see it. Oh, the mask of the killer used to hide their face.
No, that is not correct. That mask was not just used to hide their face.
Then what was it for?
Sparkling justice.
Huh?
Sparkling Justice is a serial killer and self-professed ally of justice whose name makes mankind shudder. They wear a hero mask at all times. Supposedly they are a serial killer who only murders other criminals. Do not look so disappointed, Hajime. You need to be surprised. This Sparkling Justice character. That's the serial killer you were talking about before, right?
Yeah. We were talking about this early, well, right at the beginning of the chapter in the library. Librarian Peko was actually the one there, wasn't she?
It's true that the mask we found is a hero mask, but... It is a heroine mask, to be precise. Sun Witch Esper Ito is a pretty witch girl. See? A heroine! Anyway, so you're saying it's possible the serial killer is the one who killed Mahiru?
Which means there's a serial killer hiding among us. I'm pretty sure I've seen a twist like this in some video game.
Yeah, me too! Funny, that. Danganronpa. This is stupid. Serial killer my ass! Oh, the killer just used this to cover their face. Wow. Oh, you wouldn't get that from Makoto or Kamaru. Oh man, I just really like Hajime, I'm not gonna lie.
Even so, I sure chose something that stands out.
It might be true, but...
Although it's easy to write this off as foolish, it might be best if we exercise some caution. Sonia, can you tell me everything you know about this so-called Sparkling Justice?
As the light of justice shines upon my mask, I expose the hearts of malevolent evil.
The hell?
Justice complete, the center of justice that is pierced by justice, the lead star of justice that shines in the night sky. That would be me. Sparkling justice!
What the heck was that?
Well,
That is Sparkling Justice's catchphrase. An unknown serial killer has a catchphrase.
have a minute.
I read it in a magazine in the library. There has only ever been one person, a journalist, who has interviewed Sparkling Justice. The article was written in their native language, so I tried translating it.
However,
In the end, that journalist was punished by Sparkling Justice too.
No good can come from getting involved with a serial killer.
Hey! Not true, Nagito. And you would know, funnily enough!
A serial killer might not want to hear that from you.
Also true.
This is all I know about Sparkling Justice. Thanks to the masks, nobody knows their true age or gender, making them a very mysterious individual.
Hey, isn't that kind of a stretch? To say that there's a serial killer hiding in our group.
No, it does not mean that they are in our group. It is possible the serial killer was lurking on this island all along before they decided to murder Mahiru.
That's probably not possible.
But that is the only thing I can think of.
Well... Now I've got to look at it this way, right? Based on what Sonia said, assuming that this really is Sparkling Justice, ridiculous fucking name, I can kind of see why I know about it now. Or why someone felt thought that it was totally okay to tell me that that exists. Because, yeah, it's pretty fucking ridiculous, I'm not gonna lie. It is no Genocide Jack, let's say that. Not... Let's try that again. To consider Mihiru a criminal, right? Now, that would have to be the MO, the modus operandi. Operandi. You would have had to have played Twilight Syndrome Murder Case, right? And on top of that, you'd need to interpret Mihiru's actions as something criminal, right? Because I feel like there's going to be some split camps on that, right? Like, on one hand, oh, I wouldn't consider Mihiru a criminal. She was doing it for her friend, and she also didn't say anything to the police because she didn't actually know for certain. And on the other hand, it's, wow, Mihiru was totally obstructing justice. I mean, which ultimately didn't matter all that much, considering that Girlie was killed later anyway. That does really point to Fuyuhiko, doesn't it? But it's just too obvious! It can't be! It just can't be. Then again, if I'm looking at it like my three main suspects, I think my three only suspects, would I believe that Peko, Akane, or Sonia were serial killers? Well, Peko's kind of got the whole combat talent. Akane is violent as fuck. And Sonia's a bit crazy too, so, I mean, maybe it's not entirely unbelievable. But I'm not really buying it. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, we did this in chapter 2 of the last game, right? Where we threw in a serial killer. I have a funny feeling that they aren't, you know, gonna do it again. Also, if it was a serial killer, why did they leave their mask behind? That makes no sense. Just saying. I mean, thanks for your contribution though, Sonia.
I mean, no matter how much I think about it, I simply cannot believe it. That one of us is capable of committing such a horrible murder.
Then again, assuming that what I just said is true and that this isn't really a serial killer, Sonia's the only one who knows about that. Or seems to be the only one who really knows anything about sparkling justice. Considering that she's one of the suspects... Sonia? I'm not saying you're at the top of the suspects list, but you are on there. I don't know, though. Because it's like... I don't know. I just don't really... Insane. I don't know. I mean, of the three, the only one, well, I don't know about the only one. I think Sonia's the one I'd least like to die of those three that I'm sort of suspecting. I'll be honest, Akane and Peko aren't really, grabbing me. Right now, at least, they're both kind of boring, I guess. Well, yeah, no, yeah, they're boring. I mean, like, comparatively, right? They're not bad, but I'm not, like, interested, I guess. Like, Peko's looks cool. I like her design. She's got a cool talent, but, like, you know, it doesn't really do much. Pretty much all she's done is be a thong and poop joke. And Akane is a shonen protagonist. And Sonia's fun. She's got a bit of personality, you know. So I mean, I guess if I want to throw my lot in then and not really have a clue, it would be my final choice would probably be between Peko and Akane, purely based on bias, but then I've run into a problem that I had in Chapter 3 of Danganronpa 1, where it's like, oh yeah, Celeste is pretty obviously the killer. But I just don't believe it, you know? You know, man, I just, like, in retrospect, that was so dumb of me. To even, like, consider that Sakura and Hina could have done it. I mean, I stand by the fact that the locked door thing makes no sense, but, you know, I didn't want to believe it, okay? I like Celeste more than those two. I think I still do, actually. Unfortunately. But, you know, I mean, maybe I'm just, I should stop letting my bias cloud me, you know? Because, I mean, yeah, as, not to toot my own horn, but as pretty decent as I am at these, you know, I do have a little bit of bias sometimes. It's pretty much just with Celeste. But, you know, I do have bias, clearly. So I guess I have to consider Sonya probably the most suspicious right now. Akane a close second, and then Peko, because ultimately there's not really anything suspicious about Peko, it's just that she could have done it. So, yeah, I don't really think she's the killer, but, you know, she's one of the four people who could have done it, so I have to consider her. Yeah. Oh well, let's just continue on. No matter how much I think about it, I simply cannot believe it. Sonya, I do understand Sonya's feelings, but it's highly unlikely that there's a serial killer hiding on this island. Yeah. Although now that we've cast doubt on it, I almost wonder if there is gonna be. But Nikon, you had something to say too, right?
Well, compared to the others, what I have to say isn't that important. So, please don't get your hopes up and be disappointed.
I get it, so just get on with it.
I tried my best to perform the autopsy, and I was able to find out. Mihiru was definitely killed by a blow to the head.
Thanks.
She was probably struck from behind by one blow. Based on the scar, the weapon is clearly the metal bat.
Okay, well thanks, Mikan, for clearing that up. There was like a moment of like doubt there, so thank you for that one. And struck from behind, that's important.
But every dark cloud has a silver lining, as they say. It looks like Mihiru didn't suffer.
Ooh. It is actually very important. What does that mean?
There's no doubt that she died instantly.
Okay. Doesn't really change anything. Well, see, I'm thinking on it here. What does that mean, right? Presumably then, the blood splatter on the floor there is where she was initially hit, right? Hit from behind, bonked, instantly dead, which, I'll be honest, is a in spite of how pained her face looks, it's a relief to me, you know? I'm not gonna lie, it feels much better in my soul to know that she didn't suffer. But then that means that the killer moved the body, right? Mihiru could not move herself. We know that Fuyuhiko and Hiyoko didn't do it, because point numero uno, neither one of them had blood on them when we saw them. Now, they, I mean, could have washed it off, I guess. But, I mean, you'd see that, right? You'd see it. You'd notice that their clothes are wet. Now, on one hand, that's like, oh, Akane! But it's also like, as soon as Nekomaru says, oh, yeah, Akane was fine, I made her do all that bleeding, then, boom, we're done, Akane's free of suspicion. On the other hand, looking at it this way, both Peko and Sonia were wearing different clothes to what they normally would. Granted, significantly harder to hide something like that in this game, considering the whole no littering rule. But my point is here, moving the body, you're gonna get bloody, right? Especially with the amount of blood we have here. And getting it on clothes, well, you know, easy to just take those off. Now, in saying that, of course there's the problem of getting rid of the clothes, right? So, from there, once again, Sonia kinda seems most likely. Wearing a wetsuit, you know, it's highly ill-advised, but she could have been wearing, like, bloody clothes underneath that, you know? Again, very ill-advised, and I kinda highly doubt it would have looked right if she was wearing, like, her big poofy skirt in a skin-tight wetsuit. Yeah, wetsuit. Yeah, that's what she was wearing. And plus, Sonia has the disadvantage of being somewhat important in this chapter, whereas Peko does not have that disadvantage. If I've learned anything from playing Danganronpa 1, if you are important to an event, your chances of dying as either the blackened or a victim goes up significantly. And sure, Peko was involved in the whole swim thing, but we were there for Sonia, you know? Kazuichi was there for Sonia, you know? So, yeah. Just saying. Her death was instant? That sounds a little strange. I think I'd better remember that. Yes, thank you, Mikan. That's actually going to be quite important again.
There's another thing I found. I'm sorry, I started talking on my own. Are you busy right now?
Just tell me.
During the autopsy, I discovered this in Mihiru's pocket.
I was going to tell you in person, but I couldn't find you, so I put this in your mailbox. About what we discussed earlier, is it okay if we change the place and time? I want you to come to the beach house on the second island at 2:30 PM. It seems there's someone who wants to interfere with our meeting. Let's keep it a secret. Until then, let's try not to see each other for a while. It would be bad if they started suspecting us for no reason. Hiyoko Sayonji. Now, presumably that I know what that meeting's referring to, right? And we know Hiyoko from that little interaction I cried through. We know that Hiyoko wasn't coming to the beach with everyone else. We of course know that Hiyoko does actually go to the beach house. So this all lines up, but there's something that just doesn't seem right about this. I can't imagine Hiyoko would write a note to Mihiru that's that, like, sterile, you know? Is that the right word? Is that, like... That is such a clean, office worker typed business email. That is not something Hiyoko would write to Mihiru, you know? You know? But hey, maybe that's just going way too far. Although that also doesn't really make much sense, because Mihiru was gonna meet with Fuyuhiko, right? Oh, wait, no, I was gonna be like, well, that makes no sense, because he was also here. He probably also has one of the letters, doesn't he? Ooh! Oh! I think I just hit on something! I think, then, that the killer, having played Twilight Syndrome Murder Case, is trying to frame Fuyuhiko. Because he's the most likely. Presumably then they know that he wanted to meet with Mihiru. Take advantage of that. Get him, Hiyoko as well, she was available, and Mihiru all in one place. Kill, like, one of them. Blame it on the other. Sort of thing. It would obviously be a little more complicated than that in practice, because obviously it's a party of 3. But, you know. I think I've hit on something there. I think that's why it seems so obvious that it's Fuyuhiko. And alternatively, so obvious that it's Hiyoko. Because obviously I don't suspect Hiyoko at all. 1, because I just don't think she'd kill Mihiru. 2, because body discovery announcement. 3, I also just don't really think Hiyoko's the killing type, all things considered. But she isn't particularly well liked by anyone except Mihiru. And I don't think many people are going to put it past her that she might try and take advantage of Mihiru and kill her, you know? So, potential suspect. We also saw her running away from the beach house, and no one else has put the... Because, like, the body discovery thing's a pretty meta thing, right? That I am using, that no one else does, like, ever. So... it's not real evidence in that sense. So I'm just saying, I'm pretty sure the killer's playing like a double bluff here and setting up 2 fake suspects, which I've got to admit, kind of genius, and makes it significantly less likely that Akane is the killer, if that's true. This letter.
If this letter is real, it would mean Hiyoko met up with Mihiru, right?
Plus, Mihiru's estimated time of death was around 3 p.m, and they met 30 minutes prior.
If we think about what that implies, then... oh, I'm starting to get confused.
They spoke for half an hour and then clocked Mihiru? Yeah, I don't really... If it's true, what does it mean? What happened between Mihiru and Hiyoko? I'm guessing, honestly, nothing. Like, I don't doubt that they met. But, like, there we go. I just don't really... Like, long story short, Hiyoko didn't kill her.
The time for unparalleled hedonism has come to an end.
Excuse me?
Come, now is the time to fight the decisive battle.
You're right.
The hostility of fresh blood, the insanity of a contest of wits. The class trial is finally raising its curtain. So meet up in front of Monokuma Rock. Once you're there, please proceed to the underground by taking the elevator located at the secret entrance. I'll see you soon. Now then.
Looks like it's time. I guess the investigation is over. So it's finally starting. Class trial where our hopes and the killer's hope will finally clash. But it's alright. Either way, hope will win in the end. Now then, let's go prove it.
What's he so excited about? There's no reason to respond to a guy like that. Anyway, we should start heading over.
The trial field where Monokuma is waiting. I have to make my case there.
There is no escape.
We have no choice but to press forward. Now then, let us go.
As we talked among ourselves, we left the beach house and Mihiru's body. Whew! Okay. Monokuma Rock is on the main island, but I have no idea how close it is in relation to where we are right now. I think it would actually be faster to run the other way, but I'm genuinely not sure about that. Because I'm gonna go on the actual map. It's on the. Oh, speaking of the actual map, I suppose. Check out if anyone's actually around or if they're all just there. Yep, I guess they're all just there. See, this really doesn't. Oh, maybe it does. I was gonna say these bridges really don't help at all, but yeah, here we go. So is the second island? Oh no, the second island's that one, which would imply that Monokuma Rock is in between those two, and it isn't. Okay, so the map is just objectively wrong then. Okay, okay, helpful. Really helpful. I was going to say that'll give me a good idea on where Monokuma Rock is relative. Here it is, relative to everywhere else. But yeah, no. The map implies that it's between 1 and 2. It is instead between 1 and 5. Oh man, we're so close! Next chapter, Chibimi. Next chapter. I don't think you get any points in Monokuma Rock. Or during the trial, I should say.
No, let me go. Help me. Ah, he's gonna do something crazy to me. I'll be ruined. Hey, shut up and stay put, you stubborn little Lolita. Hey, it's not harassing little girls.
I mean, she's the same age as all of us, but yeah. This is... What's going on? Yoko's trying to run away. Monokuma brought her here by force. But Yoko's still trying to run away, so Monokuma's trying to wrap her in a full Nelson. Oh my god, the fact that she's small enough that Monokuma can do that.
Hey, if you don't stay put, I'm gonna make you a part of this island's food chain.
I have a feeling you wouldn't do that, Monokuma. It just wouldn't be fun.
Jeez, making me waste my sweet-ass time. There's another problem to deal with besides this one. Where the heck is Fuyuhiko? That guy, he totally ditched! He totally ditched my appointment. He pisses me off.
Oh my god. Oh my god!
His anger changed his form!
I'm right here.
Uh-huh.
Oh my god! Buff Monokuma is not something I've ever wanted to see in my life.
Oh, Fuyuhiko, you came. I was worried about you.
There's nowhere for me to run anyway. So no matter the ending, I have to accept it, right? But still. I'm a Yakuza. Accepting defeat is not an option. Fuyuhiko, what does that mean?
Well, it's all good. If the trial heats up, it's all good. Looks like everyone's here, so let us depart now. I'll go first and be one step ahead of you guys.
Crap, I'm not mentally prepared yet.
Do you even have to prepare?
You don't have enough power? Harness your latent energy. Come on, bring out that energy! So it begins. The beginning of the end. Now then, let's keep our spirits high so we can one day find that shining hope. That's right. I can only... Moving forward is the only option. Well, we'll get to talk to everyone, we'll go inside, and that'll be the episode. And in the next one, we'll get into the trial. You should be honored. A mere human such as yourself will be present to witness the beginning of the end.
I believe in you. If everyone works together, you should be able to stand against any despair. I will definitely help you out. I have nothing to do with this. I kind of became sorry a little bit there.
What are you dilly-dallying for? Come on, let's hurry up and go! I'm excited for a class trial! Whoa!
Let's go. There's no reason for us to waste time here.
God, I'm gonna be excited to give my voice a rest.
The truth behind Mahiru's death. Sparkling justice may hold the key. No, that just has to be it.
Man, I mean, if what I said about double framing is true, I guess we've also got Sparkling Justice as a framed killer.
Let's go. We can't forgive the killer. This class trial stuff again. This time we gotta figure out who killed Mahiru, huh? You don't get complicated stuff, so I'll leave this to you guys.
If you don't unleash your power here, where else are you going to unleash it? Don't you want to avenge Mahiru's death?
You know what, Mekamaru? Yes, I do. Monokuma changed forms! Color me surprised! Could he be the type to awaken hidden powers when he gets angry?
He's a stuffed animal, right? Well, he's a robot.
No, I'm not mentally prepared yet. Like, I don't think I'll ever be.
We can't just stand around all day.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I guess. Mahiru. Why did Mahiru? This is impossible.
Well, time to turn that impossible into a can-possible. You know what I'm saying? Wink, wink. I'm a Yakuza. Won't run or hide. What, you losing your nerve a bit, my guy? Sort of got that impression. Oh, right, it's this one. Elevator comes down. It's not an elevator, it's an escalator. My mistake.
Yeah, no matter how many times I see it, it's such bad taste. The lowest, the worst, the lowest, most brutal taste.
Somehow I moved my muscles, stiff from fear and nerves, and awkwardly walked onto the escalator. For some reason, my breathing was short. I was eventually struck by a feeling similar to dizziness. The moment all of us were inside Monokuma Rock. The rumbling sound filled the room, and the surrounding space began to fall. I'm gonna lose another few next time. Another 2. At least. As it shook with a clatter, the elevator we were the elevator we were inside continued to drop. Throughout that drop, I was fluctuating between feeling hope and despair, as if my heart was a rotten fruit swelling in the sun before it finally goes squish. And Hiyoko's standing behind me. She knows squish. She poked my butt. I suddenly stopped breathing. Oh man, I do love these scenes. My consciousness began to fade from the pressure. I tried to endure that pressure by firmly standing on my legs. And after a while, the elevator's vibrations gradually weakened. Then it stopped altogether. And that really is an iPad up there, huh?
Aim! Defeat the boring routine! So, I've decided to start redecorating. How's it look? Mr. Monokuma's redecoration is awesome, isn't it? It's not like it'd allow you to think otherwise, anyway.
Yeah, it's alright.
To go to the trouble of doing something this elaborate. Those coconuts over there? On the floor? Really? What is your true intention? Yeah, nothing really. Essentially, this killing game is just to kill time anyway.
Kill time?
To break away from my purpose. That alone is my purpose. A purpose is only going to be a weakness. Those who have purpose are always the weakest ones in the bunch. That's why you guys should forget about such cheap-ass purposes like trying to survive. And enjoy the class trial from the bottom of your hearts.
Yay. It's starting. Class trial is starting. Mihiro Koizumi, the ultimate photographer. She had an unyielding force of personality, but she was actually very good at taking care of people. Most importantly, she was always straightforward. The person that killed her was among us. I don't want to believe it. I don't want to believe it, but... I don't want to believe... I don't want to believe it. I don't want to believe it, but... God, I do really like this, though. This is a really good upgrade from Danganronpa 1's just get into it. Regardless, we need to find the answer. It doesn't matter if you believe it or not. Because it's the only way. Aside from finding out who the killer is, there is no other way for us to survive. And so, this life-threatening trial, billowing with hope and despair, has begun. Whoo! Excuse me. Well, I am interested, though, because Mihiro was pretty important for the last class trial. She was one of the more willing to converse, I guess. One of the more vocal, there we go. One of the more vocal participants, so... I wonder who's going to take her place then. Oh, I guess maybe Nagito, now that he's full batshit, that he's going to be running the show for most of the time. Maybe Chiaki's going to become more important, I guess. Well, either way, see you guys in the next one, where we will get on with said class trial. Until then, goodbye.